Hello everyone, this is NS Steampunk. I'm over at the Byesville Scenic Railway in Byesville, Ohio. I'm not doing the typical up-to-the-date updates on the railroad status, but today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I want to talk a little bit about the locomotive here. This locomotive, as you can see, is a General Electric 80-ton switcher, Byesville Scenic Railway number 386. The locomotive was originally Genesee, Wyoming number 22. General Electric was famous for producing these 80-ton switchers for nearly 30 years, from 1944 until the 1970s. These types of units were designed for industrial and light switching duties around railheads and ports. This locomotive we're looking at here was originally Genesee, Wyoming number 22, built in November 1945 as an elongated 80-ton switcher. The elongated car body series were introduced in 1941. It first began its life on the Genesee and Wyoming Railroad before being renumbered to number 82 for the Eli Lilly Pharmaceutical Company in Lafayette, Indiana in the 1960s, where it switched cars out of the Tippecanoe laboratories. Now, up until the early 1990s, it also served in northern Indiana's Logansport and Eel River Short Line Company as engine number 101. After that, it was sent to the Ohio Central and renumbered number 82, where it spent most of its time operating as an industrial switcher for the Coshocton Grain Company elevator in Coshocton, Ohio. In 2006, the locomotive was renumbered to number 386 and assigned to pull tourists on the all-volunteer Byesville Scenic Railway, which actually began in 2003 with the former Buckeye Central Scenic Railroad until the newly formed organization came in 2006. And here this locomotive pulled trips between Byesville and Derwent on a portion of former Pennsylvania Railroad trackage known as the Marietta Branch. This tourist operation, as maybe you probably know from my last videos, began the rehabilitation of this former trackage to the Cambridge and Marietta Junction. Number 386 operated for 5 years, and from 2007 it shared duties with Detroit Edison EMD SW1 number 211 until the railroad suspended operations in late August 2011 of that year. Today it remains stored on a siding. As you can see here, the siding was built between September and November 2007 in the city of Byesville, adjacent to the Ohio Central Railroad track, which is now owned and operated by Genesee and Wyoming Railroad as of September 30th, 2008. The Byesville Scenic Railway platform, as you can see in front, was constructed in May 2009 along with the company store. The company store was actually built several years prior to the platform. As you can see, this locomotive is not listed on the current Rochester and Southern Railroad roster. As I mentioned, this locomotive is an elongated 80-ton, which means this type of car body series was introduced in 1941. I also want to talk about its specifications as well. The locomotive is capable of producing 500 horsepower. It weighs 160,000 pounds. And the wheel tracks, as you can see, contain 4 coiled springs. It has 4 traction motors, and its power output is 350 kilowatts. Well, folks, that's all I have for this video for right now. Please stay tuned for my next upcoming video. This is NS Steampunk, reporting live in Byesville, Ohio. Tower 93, over and out.